Welcome to Gene and Mike do the New York Times crossword.
Hi, I'm Jean.
And I'm Mike. And today we are doing the crossword for Saturday, September 13th, 2025. So, did you find this to be a worthy Saturday crossword?
Worthy indeed.
Mm-hmm.
It was a toughie.
Yes, it killed my streak.
Oh, no.
Again.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah. I mean, I actually more or less gave up because I just ran out of time, but there were some places where I was not sure. It came down to spelling, which is sort of annoying. Like I wasn't sure how to spell mimosas. I had tried various variations on a theme. It didn't help that 16 Across was Italian pianist who composed the scores for Nomadland and The Father, Ludovico Einaudi.
Yes, Einaudi.
Did you know that name?
I did not. And, we got that all filled in, and of course it wasn't solved. And I said, there has got to be something wrong with that. There's too many. It seems like there's just too many vowels there. And so eventually I said, well, actually, I was doing this with our daughter. And she's like, do you think we could just look that up? So we looked him up, and it was like, no, that is how he spells his name. So I was like, well, that wasn't where our mistake was. But where we were having problems was at 49 Across, completely at ease, as loose as a goose.
Really?
But we had... I'm loose as a goose.
Oh.
Or is loose as a goose. We had so many different things in those first two letters.
Really?
We could not figure out what it was. But it turned out, eventually we figured it out. As loose as a goose.
Sure.
There were various phrases you could put with loose as a goose.
But not with the crosses, though, because 34 down, soft yellow fruit was a pawpaw.
Right. And see, we had put papaya because we had the P and the A. So we put papaya. And we wanted to put you're loose as a goose, but of course that didn't fit. But
no.
But anyway, so we knew papaya couldn't be right. So we took that out, and we didn't think about pawpaw. Until we finally got the one above as loose as a goose, 45 Across, pooped. And that was plumb tuckered out.
Yes.
And that, too, we had various things. We had the tuckered out. But, yeah, like you're tuckered out. Or I know we had several different things before tuckered out, before we figured out it was plum. So,
Yeah, I got that part pretty readily. I just had... Like I said, I had trouble with dosas and mimosa, both of which are foreign. Well, let's see. Mimosa is, I think it's a drink as well, but here it's clued as a 15 down pink flowered tree. And then dosas was South Asian. And so as soon as I got there, I got nervous. And when I got to crepes, I'm like, I have no idea.
Thankfully, I had a trained chef helping me, and she was like, yes, it's dosas.
It looked right, but I wasn't sure about it. It was really mimosa that did me in. And then it also didn't help 20 Across, California's Blanc Nuevo State Park, Ano.
Right.
And I guess that's also Spanish, right?
Yes.
See, I'm just
New Year.
Right. I'm just being done in by the New York Times transition to what makes a whole lot more sense for an American newspaper to use Spanish rather than French.
Yeah.
Another one that I wasn't sure about was 43 Across, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. The answer was A1.
We had some problems with that, especially our daughter. She was like, that is so lame. She said, that just is such a lame answer, A1 to supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. So, but we finally figured it out. And, she's a French speaker, but, that A of A1 was with 43 down, yours in tours, and that was à toi.
Yep.
She was not quite sure.
Yeah,
what that was.
I thought all four of those letters have to be right, and they were, because "etoile" is yours. I mean,
there's different kinds of your in French, I think.
Yeah, but then it would have been "à vous," and that would have required four letters.
So So anyway, yeah, but she was just like, "Oh, I don't believe that."
Mm-hmm. The other one I didn't know. Oh, look, it's another Spanish food. 30 across, rolled chip from Mexico, taquis.
Takis.
Takis.
Yes.
I don't know if it's really right to characterize that as a Spanish. The name is, it's a Mexican company, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But anyways, that crossed with 22 down, Basketball Hall of Famer Baylor. It's like Alex Jiang reached into my brain and found all the places. Let's see, he doesn't know Spanish. He doesn't know athletics. I don't know what else he could have picked from, but because Elgin was the correct answer for 22 down,
Baylor, yeah.
and I thought it was Elgin, but that was only based on my knowledge of the Elgin marbles from the British Museum, and I thought that's a pretty. So I had Takis there, and it turns out after all that, I had a spelling mistake with rogue. Oh, no, it was with Takis. I misspelled VOUS, V-O-U-S. Oh. And so I finally gave up and said, and it's just like, that's my, and I looked at VOUS and I'm like, oh, come on. I almost wrote the New York Times to say, hey, you know that streak that just broke? It shouldn't have broken. They probably get that a lot. So,
yes.
But, another part that was tricky, 31 down, home to the Abbey Aldrich Rockefeller Sculpture Garden in Brief. It was 4 letters. It was starting with an M. It had an M in the middle of it. I thought it's got to be MoMA. But 35 across was rounded in a way which was domed. That took me a bit to sort of figure out. I did like that as an answer. And also 35 down, salsas. I had sauces.
Oh, no.
Turned out to be dances. But salsa is also a sauce, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I felt pretty good with sauces for a while, but then I had AOUE for the supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. That's not a word in any language. So, this is actually a great crossword. It was just...
Oh, yeah. It was a perfect Saturday.
Yeah.
It was nice and hard, and, it had some variation of how you might answer the questions. They weren't just really straightforward or answer the clues. So, yeah, it was great.
Mm-hmm. I was... One across was students plan academic program. Mm-hmm. Boy, that took me a long time to get. I just didn't... I don't know. For some reason, I had all sorts of different things going on there, but I needed a lot of the crosses before I could figure that out.
We were thinking of all the things it could be, like a plan of study or major courses. We were thinking about
right
or class schedule, but academic program.
The third and fourth letters were AD, so I was thinking it was going to be something about graduation at one point.
Yeah,
but then
graduation check. Yeah, because they do that.
Right. Mm-hmm. But then 1 down was hollow of a sort, alcove, and 2 down was actor Kieran of Succession, Culkin.
Right.
And that also is like, how do I spell Culkin? I think it's with a U. And I don't know, my spelling, the spelling part of my brain shut down early last night. Mm-hmm. So let's see, what else was interesting? I liked 36 down, no acting up. I had behave.
Oh, yes.
But it was be good.
Be good. Mm-hmm. Yes, we started with behave.
Right.
But then I'm like, I think this has to be good because of the 44 across and 38 down. It was sort of a double clue. Beer alternative. Both of the clues were beer alternative to one another. And I got the lager for 44 across. And then our daughter said, I think that could be porter. Mm-hmm. I've never heard of porter as a beer alternative. I've heard of port, like port wine, but I guess porter is some kind of an ale reminiscent of beer.
I wonder if you bide on a train, you have a porter serve you the porter.
Yeah.
And if that happens while you're about to cross the border, you can have a porter serving you porter at the border.
Yes.
MX5 and CX50 maker, that was 31 across. For some reason, I looked at that and I thought about old watches, and I decided it was Casio.
Oh.
It sounded like the name of an old-fashioned piece of equipment that someone would use like in a rock band for generating drum beats or something. But it turned out to be Mazda.
Mazda, yeah.
Did you know that?
No, we started with Honda.
Oh.
Because we had the A. I said, oh, it's got to be Honda.
But you figured it was a car.
DA.
But you knew it was a car.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Definitely knows cars. But I'm like, I drive a Honda that has a name like that with, it's just numbers and letters. But,
right.
So I thought, oh, it must be Honda. but there are many car companies that have cars that are just letters and numbers for their name.
14 down was DNA compound whose name includes the letters D, N, and A, and that was adenine.
Yes. I knew that.
Yeah, I did too. I was pretty pleased.
Going all the way back to high school biology.
Yeah.
I remembered adenine.
My
Guanine, cytosine.
Now I'm trying to remember the name of my biology teacher.
Oh.
It'll take a while. I can still remember him saying homeostasis.
Oh. My biology teacher was Mrs. Gobin, and she knew her biology.
Did she know homeostasis?
Probably.
Watermelon detritus. At first, I wanted it to be seeds, but
right.
it was rinds.
Rinds, yes. Mm-hmm.
And maybe this was the one gimme in the crossword. Across as 27 across Batman to Bruce, as Wonder Woman is to Diana.
Diana. Yes.
I mean, there they are revealing their identity in the New York Times crossword.
But we all knew it. So
32 across was province in the name of many Chinese restaurants. Hunan.
Right.
That was sort of tricky. Mm-hmm. And then octet on a chessboard was ranks.
Yes.
I wanted that to be singular because if you have 8, that's referring to one rank. Mm-hmm. Anyway, a minor point.
Octet, kind of infers there's 8, which is plural. So 8 ranks.
Yes, but an octet would occupy. I was thinking an octet would occupy like one rank, one row, but maybe not. I suppose it could go across several ranks. Mm-hmm. If we have any chess grandmasters in the audience, please help us out here. Crosswordpodcast at iCloud.com. 34 across Petunia's partner in cartoons. So at first I thought Daisy. First I thought Minnie.
Oh.
Because I'm just sort of I'm just sort of grasping for cartoon characters at this point. Uh-huh. And then I thought Daisy, because that just sounded good. Mm-hmm. And then turned out it was Porky.
Yeah.
So Porky Pig and Petunia Pig.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
See, I those were sort of like the lesser lights in the what was it?
Brothers.
Is that Warner Brothers? That was
Bugs Bunny.
Melody.
Merry Melodies.
Merry Melodies, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So, anyways, I apologize to Porky. And then 30 down, former Australian Prime Minister Malcolm was Turnbull.
Yes.
And I had, eventually I was seeing enough of that, and I'm like, Turnbull sounds like that has to be the right name, right? That just sounds like the name of an Australian Prime Minister.
But I wasn't quite sure how to spell it. If it was Turnbull or Turnball. But and that was another reason we were having trouble with plum tuckered out, because we had an A there for a while.
See, I just figured that was sort of one of those timey-wimey sound or phrases that you would just immediately, get to, like, what the deuce? Are you plum tuckered out? You can imagine a whole play involving just phrases like that.
Oh, please. No, I don't think so.
Right after this episode, I plan to write that play. Uh-huh. I'm going to call it What the Deuce? Uh-huh. As research, I'm going to read a whole bunch of P.G. Wodehouse books with Bertie and Wooster.
Yes, well, they have plenty of those little phrases.
Yes, yes, indeed. Sure. Cheerio. Mm-hmm. Cheerio will be probably the name of one of the characters.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. At one point, this is how desperate I was, 11 down jet black stone. It's like it's onyx. Mm-hmm. And then I thought oryx. Oh. Because there's a book by Margaret Atwood called Oryx and Crake, a great dystopian future book. And it's like, no, it's onyx. And so I was able to sort of wrestle that back into play.
Oryx is an animal.
Well, it's also the name of a character in this book. So yeah, this was an exceedingly tough crossword. And really, the more that I look at it and the more that I reflect on it, it's growing on me.
Oh, well, good.
I would like to have a second attempt.
Well, call the New York Times crossword.
Yeah, I don't think they answer.
Please, sir, reset my streak.
Well, actually, if they're going to reset my streak, set it to like 1 million or something like that. All right. Well, listeners, we hope you did well on this crossword, or at least had a good time attempting it and listening to us kvel and kvetch about it. That is it for today. Sunday, we're going to have our Jam Katwa Gene and Mike Crossword of the Week Award. So you'll want to tune in for that.
Yep.
And we will be back with that and our cutting edge analysis of tomorrow's crossword tomorrow.
Bye-bye.